You don't need to shout to be strong. Sometimes what endures the most is what stays silent. True strength doesn't wear a shining armor. It doesn't enter rooms with firm steps or grand speeches. It goes unnoticed, almost invisible. It's the kind of strength built in the dark, without an audience, without medals, without likes. A strength no one sees, but you feel every time you choose to continue, even when nothing makes sense. Every time you hold your own chaos with trembling yet steady hands. Every time, tired, you still choose not to give up on yourself. The world admires loud strength, but the one that truly sustains is silent. It's made of tiny habits, solitary decisions, and promises you make to yourself and keep, even if no one asks. It's the strength that rises at 6 a.m., even when your body begs for 5 more minutes. The strength that doesn't respond to attacks because it has learned to choose its battles. This strength, the one that doesn't wear trophies but carries subtle scars, this one is unbreakable because it doesn't depend on others' eyes. It's born in the silence only you inhabit. No one applauds when you put your phone down before bed. No one celebrates when you get up at the first alarm. There are no fireworks for cooking your own meals or choosing water instead of the sweet escape. But it's in these tiny acts that an unbreakable spirit is forged, because true discipline doesn't live in big decisions. It resides in the details, in the backstage no one sees. It's taking a cold shower even when your body flinches. It's taking a deep breath before reacting. It's staying focused when everything around pulls you into distraction. It's writing one line, even when your mind screams that nothing makes sense. This discipline seems small, but it's what shapes the internal steel. It's like a sculptor's labor, repetitive, tiring, often frustrating. Yet, day by day, it reveals the hidden form within the raw block. To discipline yourself is to choose yourself, even without witnesses, to honor your own pace and stay loyal to who you wish to become. It's easy to stay on track when the world is watching. Harder is to be consistent when no one sees. But that's where real strength begins. In the solitude of small commitments. In the routine that seems too simple to be grand. In the silent decision not to abandon yourself, even when everything invites you to. This discipline doesn't shine, but it holds worlds together from within. Have you noticed how some pains teach more than 1,000 books? It's not pretty to say, nor easy to accept. But pain, the one you try to avoid at all costs, it holds a raw wisdom, almost wild. It doesn't speak in words. It speaks through absences. Through the silence that echoes after disappointment. Through the weight in your chest after another failed attempt. Through the inexplicable fatigue of someone who's tried to be strong for too long. But there's something there, hidden beneath the discomfort. Something that, if you breathe deeply and don't run, begins to reveal a strength that was sleeping inside you. Pain trains you, not with shouts, but with subtle trials. It forces you to let go of what no longer serves. Shows you who stays when everything falls apart, and most of all, it sculpts your resilience. Every frustration, every failure, is a blade that cuts, but also carves. This is not about romanticizing suffering, but about understanding that, sometimes, discomfort is the only way out of stagnation. It's in pain that you learn to breathe differently, to look inward with more honesty, to realize there is a kind of courage that is born only when everything hurts. This pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to reveal you, like fire that burns away the excess. and uncovers the pure metal hidden within. You don't have to love the pain. But maybe you can respect it like you would a master. Silent, relentless, transformative. Not all protection comes from the outside. Some shields aren't seen, but chosen. Small choices, almost trivial, but repeated in silence, they become invisible walls. It's saying no to what drains you. It's leaving a place where your presence isn't whole. It's staying quiet when your ego wants to scream, and staying present when everything in you wants to run. Strength is not the absence of pain. It's a constant decision. To choose to keep going, even without motivation. To choose to care, even without praise. To choose to stop when the world demands constant motion. Every choice is a trench. Every boundary is an act of self-respect. And yes, there will be days when you'll slip, when you'll fall into distraction, return to old habits, get carried away by the storm. But that's not where you lose yourself. That's where you learn that the shield isn't made from perfect choices, but from the persistence to remake them. To choose the hard path, the honest one, the one that builds instead of numbs. That is pure strength, and no one will see it. No one will feel the weight of those internal battles, but you will, and slowly, you'll notice that this invisible shield lets you walk tall even in storms. The real armor is made of decisions no one claps for. We live in a world that screams, that demands urgency, movement, constant presence, but there's a kind of power that only grows in silence, in the retreat, in the void, in the pause. It is there, when all the outer voices quiet down, that you begin to hear the only voice that matters, your own. Silence feels uncomfortable at first. It gives the illusion of falling behind, of being unproductive, of missing something others seem to be achieving. But slowly, you realize this silence is a sanctuary. It's where the mind slows down, where the heart becomes audible, where the essential takes shape. There, you understand what is truly worth the effort. You see that many of the battles you fought were just noise, and that peace is not the absence of pain, but the presence of clarity. Those who build the most don't rush. They pause at the right time. They say no with certainty. They stay focused even when the world offers shortcuts. Silence is where the spirit rebuilds. It's the space between thoughts, where the strength to keep going lives. And more than that, in silence, you realize you are already strong. You just needed to hear yourself clearly. You weren't born strong. You became. Slowly. Through losses and new beginnings. Through days when everything seemed to fall apart. And nights when, even in the dark, you chose to keep going. This strength that now holds your chest, it's made of old shards, fragments of versions of you that no longer exist, but still ache when remembered. You were broken. Yes, but it's exactly why you became unbreakable. Because you didn't run from what you felt. Because you didn't pretend to be invulnerable. Because even wounded, you decided to stay honest with your truth. Being strong isn't about never falling. It's about falling 1,000 times and still not letting your heart turn to stone. It's about feeling fear, but not letting fear decide for you. Strength doesn't lie in what's shown. It lives in what holds together when no one is watching. In the habits repeated, in solitude, in the no's you say with pain. In the boundaries you set to protect yourself, even when misunderstood. To be unbreakable is to accept that some parts of you will crack. But even so, you remain whole. and when everything quiets down, when the outside world stops demanding, you'll realize you've built something that cannot be taken away, something that needs no recognition, something born within and slowly grown, your strength, your core, your silent root. If this touched something inside you, maybe it's time to listen to yourself with more kindness. Subscribe to continue this silent conversation with your own mind.